I promised you last night we were going to look at breakup albums. You know, the demographic of this YouTube channel is such that a lot of us had a lot of breakups. Chances are in the 70s. I had two. What did I had? Two in the 70s, multiple in the 80s, and there was always albums that were around that kind of helped me get through the night. Always a few. We're going to wait till some people get on here and we're going to talk about some of those albums. There are albums, obviously, that are specifically made to help people get through breakups. They're concept albums. And they're out there to sort of help us with our angst in breakups. And then there are albums where everyone in the band is literally going through a breakup. They're not meaning necessarily to be your muse or your help to get through breakups. They're not, but they just were going through it. And for whatever reason, through hook or crook, that Fleetwood Mac Rumors, for instance, ended up being one of those albums that helped us get through it, like Go Your Own Way. I mean, geez. And sort of soothe our senses when we're going through one of the most difficult learning experiences of our lives. Most of us learn from the good stuff. More of us learn from the bad stuff we go through. It helps us rejig our direction of where we're going in our life. Um, Hi, Alex. I don't know. We're not really talking about that, but um, so FM, I don't think so. I don't think they'll ever get back together. So there's a good article that I found from Paste Magazine where they looked at um, sort of going through the breakup thing and what people have gone through. Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel of Love. I remember, of course, he was going through his breakup with Julianne Phillips, the actress from the show Sisters. Remember, she was in that show. She's sort of disappeared. I don't know whatever happened to her. But that was not, I mean, the brilliant disguise. They quote brilliant disguise. So tell me what I see when I look in your eyes. Is that you, baby, or is just a brilliant disguise? So he was using what he was going through, obviously, for the songs. And most people do. I mean, breakups. I mean, Taylor Swift. Seriously. Taylor Swift has made a killing in You Don't Want to, yes, Layla and others love songs. Led Zeppelin's Since I've Been Loving You. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate that. Um, I have to run out and get my iPad. Sorry, some of you will join on and go, why is there no host? Hold on, I got to get my iPad so I can read your comments. Oh, got the dog barking. You heard me running. You heard me running. I came as fast as I could. Sorry about that, guys. You come on the live stream and there's nobody there. What kind of show is this? What kind of party is this? What's going on? Anyway, I'm going to open my YouTube on here so I don't miss some of your messages. Last night we had a lot of really good messages. I appreciated everybody coming on. We were just randomly talking about stuff last night. It was nothing in particular, which is sometimes the best videos that we make. But someone suggested last night that we do a video on breakup albums. Think back to high school and think back to albums that were not meant to be breakup albums. Yeah, he says, where's John? Where did he go? I'm back. There was albums that weren't meant to be breakup albums, but they helped us get through stuff. Peter Gabriel's So was a big divorce album for me. The second Mr. album, as I mentioned last night, was a big album for me. A few years after my marriage broke up, I dated this lady who and we had a wonderful relationship, but she was too much younger than me. And then Toto, the seventh one, came out, and even though some of those songs are about breakups, of course, that album helped me get through that. Like, I couldn't believe how it was a strong point for me to get through. I mean, ultimately, this is the biggest breakup album of all time. A, because it sold more than any other breakup album of all time. And Mick Fleetwood's marriage was ending. Christine McVie and John McVie's marriage was ending. Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham's relationship was ending. And they all wrote about their stuff, their angst and their anxieties about going through this kind of stuff. Level 42, it's over. Good one, John. Nice to have you on here, John. So we all have that. But we mentioned a while ago, this is from an article from Pace Magazine. They talked about albums that were literally about the artist's breakup. Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel of Love, as we mentioned earlier. Juliana Phillips, Brilliant Disguise, is really about someone you think you know, but you don't really know. Joan Baez, Diamond and Rust, she was basically singing about Bob Dylan on the title song of that tune. Carole King, Tapestry. Tapestry, of course, being one of the greatest albums of all time, but Jerry Goffin and Carole King were breaking up, and she was writing about a lot of this stuff going through. She was visiting James Taylor and Joni Mitchell in Laurel Canyon, getting to know them a little deeper and getting to the crux of what she was. I mean, she was already a very successful songwriter. Oh, good morning, JD. Nice to have you on here. Amy Winehouse. A lot of the tunes, like even Rehab and You Know I'm No Good, her getting through her relationship with Blake Fielder. That was just a terrible relationship they were in. But what she got into, a lot of people think, was a reaction from going through what is, some people say, not as bad as childbirth, of course, but some breakups hurt to a point where some people can't put their pants up in the morning. We know that. I mean, I've gone through it. I've always been able to, I used to call it, I'm so sad I'm licking the floor with pain. We've all gone through those breakups. Most of us, right? And then there's music that will help you. Yeah. Hi, John. Yeah, James Taylor, Carly Simon. Phil Collins had a lot of breakups, but that first Phil Collins album, when he put Genesis on hiatus for a little bit and moved to Vancouver to try to help his relationship, a lot of Face Value is about the breakup that he was going through with his wife. What was her name? Jill? I forget what her name was back then. Oh, it's still her name, but I forget what her name was. A lot of people find, well, their greatest success is when they dig deeper. You know, they say when you have like a John Lennon and a Paul McCartney in a band, they force each other to be great. Well, sometimes when you're going through a breakup, you force yourself to be great just to somehow grab onto something, or you create a groove in spite of yourself that otherwise you never would have created because you're going through the deep vacuous holes of emotional need, ready to suck the life right out of anybody nearby. That's what breakups do, right? So let me read some of your comments. So Amy Winehouse in some ways was about that on and off again relationship. Joni Mitchell's Blue, A Case for You. Just listen to that. The saddest Christmas song of all time, River. Joni Mitchell says, this is what she told Rolling Stone magazine. The Blue album, there's hardly a dishonest note in the vocals. At that period in my life, I had no personal defenses. I felt like a cellophane wrapper on a pack of cigarettes. And that tune was supposed to be about Graham Nash, A Case for You. And you can feel what's happening there in that album. Sometimes you don't need to, some people aren't lyric people, but they'll listen to the music and they'll get the feeling because of how, especially with Joni Mitchell on Blue, which is considered by many her best album. So it's there, but let me know about maybe breakup albums that helped you get through the night. Here's one, and Mark Jordan, can you see it? Mark Jordan signed it for me. You can't really see it with the lights. There he goes. I just interviewed him and he signed it, and I don't know if the pen wasn't working correctly, but Reckless Valentine, when I interviewed Mark Jordan the day he signed this in the studio, same day Bruce Hornsby came in, I said, are you and Amy Sky breaking up or something? He says, no, I just got in the muse of breakup. It's like a lot of breakup songs on here, and it's a great album. I think it's Mark Jordan's greatest album. The first song on it, is not a breakup song. It's called Backstreet Boy. It's one of the coolest vocals. Like, it's cool. Like, he's got a whiskey-soaked voice anyway. And if you just take a listen to it, humor me. Backstreet Boy, not boys like the band, Backstreet Boy Mark Jordan. The guy sounds like, I told him this. I've interviewed Mark several times. You sound like the coolest dude in the universe singing that song. And he said, thank you. So I'm reading some of your comments. I said I'd come on here and talk about breakup songs, not necessarily because they were meant to be breakup songs, but also breakup albums that for you helped you get through the night. I find really breakups have been the hardest part of my life more than anything. Shannon and I have been together since 1997, and she hasn't had breakups like I've had. She, for the most part, will always look ahead. Sometimes women are better at that than men. And women also leave a relationship before they physically leave. I know that's a cliche, but I found that to be true in my life anyway. So, Dan Mitchell, Led Zeppelin. Yes, I've read that one. Hey, Melody R, how are you? Thank you for being on here. Appreciate it. Where's John? Kerry, I know. Where did he go? John Potton. Neil Sedaka, Breaking Up is Hard to Do. That's one of the quintessential ones, right? Remember there was the fast and the slow version. Level 42, It's Over. Very, very true. Those are the like over the top, obvious, because the title will tell you a lot of that. But I remember getting into Joan Baez, Diamonds and Rust. Diamonds and Rust to me was an album that a friend of mine played an awful lot, and the title song is basically about Dylan. There's a lot of that kind of stuff going around where how can you not write about a breakup if you're an artist, right? It brings you to a place, it brings you to a guttural, just raw. It's like your skin's been peeled. If you haven't had a breakup like that, I applaud you and I'm happy for you because you don't want that. It helped me. I would not be the man I am today if I hadn't gone through all the breakups. I don't think I would have met Shannon. I don't think I would have been ready. Yeah, Blood on the Tracks, Alex, yes, and that's mentioned in this article as well. JD, Cliff Richard, Empty Chair, Bad Company, Good Loving Gone Bad, good ones, thank you. Mark Burchett, hello, John James Taylor and Carly Simon, big breakup, yeah. Alex Knight, Phil Collins, we mentioned that one. Sharon says, songs of Leonard Cohen, yeah, so soothing, very melancholy songs. And yet very inspiring. Very well said. Sharon, are you a writer? Because that's well said. Take a look at me now. Yeah, Alex Knight. Matrix Spyware, Pilgrim by Eric Clapton, especially River of Tears. Yep. Mark Burchett. Smash that like. Thank you for anybody who wants to hit the like button. We're going to start having more theme nights where we come on. Shannon was mentioning a while ago Chicago 17 because of the songs on it. And she said, I said, well, were you going through a breakup at that? She said, oh, I was going through something. That's what she said. We were driving around buying groceries in the car today. And I told her, if you have time, come on down and talk. The Bluest Blues, Alvin Lee, Lindsey Buckingham, and Stevie Nicks, of course. What do we got? Joe Bonamassa, My Cadillac, Melody R, thank you. Mark Burchett, well, we're locked and loaded with rumors. It's the ultimate breakup album. Not only are the songs about breakups, but every single band member, including Mick Fleetwood, his marriage was falling apart. John and Christy McVie, Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks, their relationship was over. It was on and off, but it was over by then. Frank mentions Rain Keep Falling, Grand Funk Railroad. Bad Time to Be in Love was a song over breakfast. This is Mark Farner told me this story, the lead singer, and the writer says, we were having breakfast with whoever he was with at the time. I would think it was his wife, and they were having a huge fight. And he told me, Brother John, I just thought it was a bad time to be in love. So, people have fights. Some couples have the micro fights. Shannon and I have a lot of micro fights. Not a lot, but when we fight, Chase laughs at us because when we fight, Chase is our son. He said, "You guys fight for no longer than 15 minutes. It's like you don't like being mad at each other." I don't know. That's from a lot of bad relationships. After a while, you learn. Elton John sad songs. Thanks, Will. Melody R. I've been divorced. Yeah, that one taught me a lot. My divorce taught me a lot. But I'm really good friends with my ex-wife, Lynn, and so is Shannon. Yeah, Bill, you're right. Face Value is one of those ultimate breakup albums. But does anybody have any that it doesn't have to be a breakup album, but an album that kind of helped you get through the night when you were going through a breakup? Excuse me. When my high school sweetheart and I, Dawn's one of my best friends, we broke up. She broke up with me. I got really mad at her, I didn't really show it, but I was really mad. So when she broke up with me in, I think, 78, late 78, I went out and bought, with the money I was going to use for the date, a Physical Graffiti by Zeppelin, and I bought Dog and Butterfly by Heart. I remember. And I thought, well, I'm going to go out and buy some, and it's two of my favorite albums still, especially Physical Graffiti, but I love Dog and Butterfly. It's my second favorite Heart album. So there's all kinds of angles of talking about breakup albums. They're either about breakups, the artists were also going through breakups like, Rumors, or else they're not about breakups, but the albums just help us get through things, right? It doesn't mean the songs were about breakups. Not all the songs on So are about breakups by Peter Gabriel, but that album helped me get through my divorce, easily. And it's interesting, the next serious relationship I had with a lady after my divorce, she was in love with the album So. And when we were breaking up, her and I, she was listening to the album So a lot. Coincidence, because it was a big album at the time. But Peter Hamill, 1976 album Over. Hike with Mike. Hey, Hike with Mike. Nice to have you on here. Cuts Like a Knife, Bryan Adams, especially the cut, pun intended, the best was yet to come. Lucinda Beggs. Hey, Lucinda. Never broke up. Married childhood sweetheart. Good for you. Wow. That's kind of rare. Why does Shannon send me an attachment right now? Okay, hold on. Maybe I'll read this for you. Oh, she just sent me a very dirty, I can't read it out loud. Shannon doesn't swear hardly at all anymore, but when I met her, she swore like a longshoreman. She really did, for whatever reason. And then I pointed it out to her, and she goes, "When did I start swearing?" I don't know. I just met you, girl. So let me see some of your comments. Joe says, "Good evening, everyone. Floyd the Barber, the breakup song, Greg Kinban." That's a great tune. That's a great driving song. But his music tends to be like that. Believing Rebel. I did a mixtape and sent it to a guy I broke up with, LOL, including Southern Cross by CSN, Eye in the Sky by Alan Parsons, and Learn How to Live by Billy Squier. Good for you. I don't know if I've ever done that. I've broken up with a lady once, and I made copies of all the films we did. Now, get your mind out of the gutter. All the trips we went on together. And I basically, and then when she went to the CD column and she went to pick up her CDs, she realized that she'd never bought a CD in the 2 years we were together, except the second Wilson Phillip album. So I handed it to her. I'm going, "That's the only album you own. You can just take whatever you want. That's yours." But so I'm going, "They're my albums. It's kind of my stuff." John says, John Potton, the Moody Blues never blame the rainbow for the rain. Oh, yeah. Sable Miner, Crybaby, Janis Joplin. Joe says, breakup songs, number one, Time for Me to Fly. Yeah. Will, Elton John, Sad Songs. Sandy, Angie by the Rolling Stones. Yep. Bill, Phil Collins, Face Value, great album. It's just one of those ultimate breakup albums. I Believe in Rebel also broke up with a guy by leaving the lyrics of "If You Could Read My Mind." Oh man, you you are an artist. You're like a Zen master in this stuff. You're good. Bob's Place, Barry Manilow. If I Should Love Again, title song, the old songs, Somewhere Down the Road. Hike with Mike, Don Henley album, End of the Innocent, especially the song Heart of the Matter. Yes, good one. I love that album. Love that album. Frank Janiak, Cannonball, Supertramp. He was going through stuff. Rick Davies, in the next few albums, there were some pretty good breakup songs, starting with not Famous Last Words. What was the name of that album? Brother, Where You Bound? Mark Burchett, Journey Escape. Lucinda Beggs, Take the Money and Run, Steve Miller Band. Sable Minor, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, Pat Benatar. That was written by a Canadian, by Eddie Schwartz. Asylum by Supertramp, Melody R. Hike with Mike. 2 Out of 3 Ain't Bad, Meatloaf. Melody R. Meatloaf, Bad Out of Hell, helped me get through a bad breakup. There are albums that, and like I said, the Level 42 album, hold on, what was it called? Welcome to the Real World? I forget what the name of it. What's the name of that second? Mr. I haven't played it in so long, I forgot the name of it. Let me look it up. Yeah, Welcome to the Real World. I remember. Level 42 were out around the same time. Luba recorded an album. She's a Canadian singer-songwriter that was quite popular in the 80s. I was really into her music. Kate Bush, anything from Kate Bush sort of got me through stuff. By then, Kate was becoming a little too strange even for me, but I still liked her. Lots of breakup songs. Frank says, now I have to listen to Asylum, Hike with Mike. Paul Young, Every Time You Go Away. It's an old one, yeah. Gene Phillips, Jackson Brown, Love Needs a Heart. Los Endos, Hall & Oates, She's Gone. Yeah. Oh, I have a few emails from a few artists text me. Oh, yeah, Frampton Comes Alive. Love that album. Waiting for a Girl Like You, Mark Burchett. Floyd the Barber, The Last Song by Edward Bear. Oh, yeah. Man, I haven't heard that in a long time. Larry Evoy was their drummer and lead singer, and they also had You and Me in Mexico, which was a big hit, which also, if I remember correctly, a hit in America. I'm not sure. I have to look it up. I think they at least had one. Edward. Sorry about the noise. My keyboard is on the base of my... Hold on. Let's see. They had only one U.S. hit. Well, two. Last Song was a number 3 hit in the U.S. I thought You and Me in Mexico was, but it wasn't. It was 68 in the U.S., number 3 in Canada. And Close Your Eyes was a minor hit in the U.S. and a number 3 hit. But anyway, Larry Evoy was their drummer and lead vocalist. Used to have long, very, very straight hair. And I tried to get an interview with him, but he didn't get back to me, but he doesn't do interviews, so. Annie's song, John Denver, Annie's song was not a breakup song. As far as I know, he was still married to her at the time. So, but I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Last song, Edward Bear. If You Leave Me Now, Chicago. Shannon mentioned that one today. Heart of Mine, Boss Skaggs. I like, hold on a second. Let me look that up. Bobby Caldwell, I think, wrote that. His version's the best version that I've ever heard. Let me look it up. I thought Bobby Caldwell wrote that song. What You Won't Do for Love, remember that? Let's look it up. Let's find out stuff. Bobby Caldwell, Dennis Matkowski, and Jason Sheff. of Chicago, formerly of Chicago. So, yeah, listen to Bobby Caldwell's version of that. I think it has just more feeling. As much as I love Boz Scaggs, Boz is just doing his own thing these days. Just getting out there doing his own thing. Good for him. Mark says, John, I still have a TIAC reel to reel. Oh, cool. Yeah, I like this one. This one's an A3300 SX. I had to look though, I'd forgotten. It's a good model. It needs a new cord inside, or what do you call that thing? Or what? Oh, the wee small hours Frank Sinatra was mentioned in that article that I'm referencing. Yes. Hike with Mike, Randy Van Warmer, just when I needed you most. You left me just when I needed you most. Yeah. Skeeter Davis, End of the World. Yeah. These are really, really good suggestions. But does anyone have a breakup story they want to share in an album that maybe helped them get through what they were going through? Which, as I mentioned last night, where did I put it? I lost it. Oh. This album helped me get through a bad breakup in 1988. I did get back together with the lady in late 88 or 89, and now we're really good friends. As I mentioned last night, she's a school teacher, principal in Portland, Oregon, and just a lovely woman. I'm so proud of what she's achieved. But I was not surprised. You know, she was like a big part of the cheer team. When she was younger, she was Miss Teen Edmonton and a runner-up for Miss Edmonton. She was just really into public speaking. She was good at it, and then she became a principal. That a girl. Stephen Bishop, On and On. Stephen's written a book about his life. Peter Hamill, oh yes, a few people have mentioned that. Hike with Mike. Tonight's show is similar to the one of my segments on my YouTube channel that I call Songs That Shape My Life. Oh, cool. Okay. Mark Burchett. Mine was Screaming for Vengeance, Judas Priest. I've been there too 10 years after. Thanks, Frank. Thanks, Mark Burchett. The part about music, people always say, well, how did you get through that stuff? If you read my journals, there's like this much journals, basic loose leaf paper that I have in there going back to, I think, well, I started in 75, 74, let it go for a few years, and then started again 76, let it go, and then got really serious with it in 1977. And every time I was single, I would write in my journal. You don't write in your journal as much if you write at night, which is where most people write in their journals. If you're with someone, they're lying beside you. You're not going to write in your journal when they're sitting right there. Yeah, I had a great date with her, but she's kind of whiny and she's like right there. You know, you can't do that. Oh, Dionne Warwick, I'll never love that way again. That's a great one. Wasted Time, The Eagles. Great ones. Hike with Mike. So I wrote in my journal a lot about music. I'm in the process now of seeing if I have enough information to rewrite a book that I've written twice already that I never got published and never tried to get published because I thought it was too self-indulgent. And I was young when I first wrote it, I was 27. So, Heartbreaker, Dionne Warwick, good one. So anyway, I'm going through my journals, some of my journals, not the real thick, hard stuff to read, to see how I feel about going through these things. But I've noticed I talk about music constantly. When I'm going through breakups, I'll go, I listened to this today, that really helped. I found this lyric today in this song, that was really, really good. The Eagles, Frank, have some good tearjerkers, yeah. Well, I remember Lion Eyes when I was 15 or something, listening to the lyrics of that song, copying them down, and thinking, what a sad song that is. And, you know, stuff like that happens all the time. People having affairs and trying to hide it. I Will Always Love You, Dolly Parton, Whitney Houston, yes. Lucinda, thank you. So I get a feeling a lot of you don't want to share this, and that's okay. because the consensus is what we get as the comments. The comments are never wrong, unless you tell me the Earth is flat. Remember, that's my line in the sand, and we don't get political on this show. That's another line in the sand. But the consensus I can see here is a lot of people just want to mention songs, and that's cool. So let me see if I missed some. Oh, Badfinger Baby Blue. Already Gone, Eagles. John Mellencamp, Freedom Road. Help me get through my divorce. A depressing album to be depressed with. Todd Lancaster. Thanks. I appreciate that. I appreciate you being transparent. Mark Burchett, I Can Dream About You by Dan Hartman. Well, thanks a lot for everyone who's commented. We're going to wrap up at the top of the hour, so we're not going away just yet. Please hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. It really, and I say this every time, and it's important, it does make a difference as far as, can we still be friends? Todd Rundgren, good one, Knox. It does make a difference on how the video is ranked online, so we appreciate that an awful lot. Now I've got Heart of Mine by Bobby Caldwell in my head. I'm going to go listen to it after. I've got the album up here. Actually, is it Teresa or Mary, Bobby Caldwell's wife? I had a long conversation with her one day. Does it even say what her name is? No, it doesn't. I guess they like horses. She likes horses a lot. I remember she told me that. But I had this long, she called me up when I was on the air. I was doing the afternoon drive show in this really busy city, major market city, and she just called me because I was doing the new adult contemporary format. So we just talked, but I have to let her go every time I talked on the radio. There was traffic going on, there was news going on. I mean, you got to keep your wits about you. Oh, Sticks, yeah, Babe, I'm Leaving. Mark Burchett. Everybody heard Sad Cafe. They were a good band. Without You, Nielsen. Yeah, Can We Still Be Friends? We've mentioned that. Bee Gees, How Can You Mend a Broken Heart? That's a perfect one. Who said that? JD, thank you. Floyd the Barber, 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad. Meatloaf. Yeah. Yeah, the gist of the thing about going through a breakup when you're in high school, unlike when you're an adult. Remember when you're in high school, you break up with someone, chances are they're in your history class and they're right over there, or they're sitting behind you, and you know they're like right there. Oh, crazy Patsy Cline, Bob's Place. Thank you. That's a good one. You remember that when you break up with someone in high school? It's difficult. It's like, oh, you pass by them in the hallway. What do? Do you say hi? Do you say hi to someone who just crushed your heart into millions of pieces? Or are you being the better man? Do you say hi back just in case maybe there's still flames there? It's a kooky existence. When you're an adult and you break up, well, chances are you're not working with them. And if you are, you just shouldn't have dated someone where you work. You should have learned that in high school. But anyway, it happens. But thanks for all the songs that we got tonight. I was kind of hoping some of you guys would say, okay, and a few of you have, that in 1987, I broke up with this guy, and this is the album that I listened to, whether it was a breakup album or not, because, like I said, this is not necessarily a breakup album, Toto, the seventh one, but it helped me get through stuff. I was going through a breakup when Mark Jordan came in, as you can see, signed it. It's hard to see. I don't like his handwriting, damn it. His handwriting's like all over the place, but he did say to John. And the ultimate breakup album, we all know it. Nothing's a bigger breakup album than Rumors. Mick Fleetwood's marriage was falling apart. Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks, their relationship was off and on, and then finally off. There's my ring, you can see it on there. And John and Christine McVie, they were breaking up as well. Open Arms, Foolish Heart, Steve Perry. I'll Be Over You, Toto. Hi, John. Hey, Teddy Bates. How are you, man? Nice to have you on here. But again, like I said, if anyone wants to say, I was 26 when I broke up with this person and I discovered this album and all of a sudden things changed. I'm really behind on this stream. Oh, there I go. Zep 1, Your Time Is Gonna Come. One of Us by ABBA. Sweet Savage wrote that. Thanks, Sweet Savage. Los Endos. Todd Lancaster. I wish it would rain by Temptations. Gets me every time. There are certain songs that I listen to that just crush me. Oh, I'll tell you what. Hold on, I've got my Spotify here. I'll. You want to know a song that made me cry the first time I heard it? There's a few on here. It's not starting. Hold on. Your library. You see Japanese Breakfast on Saturday Night Live last week? Man, she was amazing. That whole band was great. I'm looking. Sad we lost Nancy Griffith. I used to love her music. I'm looking for my Just Great Tunes. Porcupine Tree, there you go. Albert Bouchard. Chiaroscuro by Mike Marshall and Daryl Anger. A lot of stuff that I have on this playlist that I'm looking through. It's just, why is this so long? Julian Taylor. Toad the Wet Sprocket. I like Leslie Mendelsohn. A lot of people that I like a lot of acoustic stuff these days as I'm looking through here. That I've started listening to Radiohead again. OGD, newer band. Yulia XTC. Atomic Rooster. Oh, going back to Star Castle, listening to them. I can't find it. I don't know why I can't find it. Oh, here we go. Playlist. That's what I need. I'm going to tell you the song that made me cry. Now I can't find it again. Hold on. Give me a second. Sorry about this. I don't know. John Bowden's full of crap. No, I can't find it. I'll come up with it. There's a couple of songs. I can't remember the artist. But yeah, I'll go back to the stream and then we've got to wrap things up. As you can tell, I do these things and near the end, I start getting a little tired of going, oh, my mind's getting a little tired now. Okay. Have you seen her at the Chai Lights? Good one. Spuds, gotcha. Gator Bronson, Don't Go Away Mad, Motley Crue. Mark Burchett, married 28 years, and the Eagles' long run got me through. Oh, wow. Floyd the Barber, Crying or Orbison. Everything Stylistics by JD. Hike with Mike, Pictures of You, The Cure. Gator Bronson, Carefree Highway, Gordon Lightfoot. He's gone through a few breakups. Some very celebrated. Hike with Mike, the older I get, the more emo I get. Melody R. Can't You See the Marshall Tucker Band makes me cry. Listen to Biggs, the record of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Would be good if your boyfriend was named Edmund Fitzgerald. Best comment of the night. Oh, Floyd the Barber. The Winner Takes It All. ABBA. Los Endos. Hard Habit to Break Chicago. Manhattan's Kiss and Say Goodbye. Hurt by Elvis. You know what? That drives me crazy that I can't find that song. Hold on. I want to. Just let me look at it one more time. It's just crazy that I can't find that song. I just want to get it. I got Motivational Rock Jazz World. This is Perry Como. Listen to that. Christmas Traditional. New Christmas. Modern Christmas. Old School Christmas. 60s elevator music. Yes, I have that. Oh, here it is. It's in here. I found it. I'm going to find it. I got a lot of Lena Hall. She's a great artist. Lou Graham's in here. Angel with a Dirty Face. These are just great songs. Lonely Boy by Andrew Gold. A lot of Alfie Zappacosta. Love Alfie Zappacosta. Look him up if you don't know him. He's great. Sultans of String. Colors by Beck. I freaking love that song. Don't Start Now, Dua Lipa. Light the Moon, Henry Gross is a great song. No, come on, where is it? Leslie Mendelssohn, Coney Island. Golden Brown, I love that song by the Stranglers. Toad the Wet Sprocket, Art Garfunkel, Dean Friedman, Ariel, I love that song. I'm friends with him on Facebook. Oh, Sand and Water, that's right, Beth Nielsen Chapman. Listen to that song. A lot of you will know that song. I remember hearing that for the first time, and I was again going through a bad breakup. I haven't gone through a bad breakup in like 30 years. It's been 30 years because I met Shannon after 5 years after the last one, and I was still going through it. It took me a lot of years to get over that breakup. But Sand and Water, Beth Nielsen Chapman. Basically about death and impermanence and nothing lasts forever and missing someone, and just it's a tough song. But please listen to it tonight if you don't know it. Trust me, Sand and Water, Beth Nielsen Chapman. Man, it'll get you. And she has such a beautiful voice. She's very vocal on. She's very into social media, and so she's on there a lot. I would love to talk to her and talk about that. Maybe we'll cry together. No, it takes a lot to make me cry now. I say that a lot in interviews. Oh, that song made me cry. This song made me cry. It's very rare, but that might have been one of the last ones that kind of made me weepy. There you go. So I'm going to go to the comments one more time. I'm going to record my radio show. I'm going to go pick up my son from Costco. Costco. No, it's not said that way at all. Okay. Please hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. We have 29 likes. I think we should have had maybe a few more. I don't know. Maybe I'm sucking tonight. I don't know. Todd. No, you're talking to each other. Thomas Murphy. Bad time to fall in love. Grant Funk. Bad time to be in love. John Gladstone. Benjamin Orr. Stay of the night. Your Blues. JD. Hurt So Bad. Linda Ronstadt. Mark Burchett. Hurt Johnny Cash. That's a tearjerker. Suspicious Minds. Mark. Yep. Oh, thank you. Lucinda Beggs. Thank you. Love the live stream. I appreciate that. Thank you. By the way, your donation, your live stream money will go towards advertising to get this channel to 100,000 subscribers. We're at 94,000. I think we should be there now. I don't know. Has anybody checked if we're at 94,000 yet? If we're not, we will be tonight. Her Town 2, James Taylor, J.D. Souther, Hike with Mike. What's his name? J.D. Souther's tours, all the hits and some of the stories or something like that. I forget. Thanks for today, John. Will we return? I don't know. I'd like to do what we're planning on doing on the Sisters channel, Rock History Book, is doing a really lackadaisical Today in History. Every morning I would come on and do a Today in History, just do a live feed, look at who died, who lived, who hit, all the things that, and basically do one of those things on the Rock History Book. Because that's what Rock History Book was intended to be anyway. It was a radio show. That's where all this rock history started. Rock History Book was a radio show in the company I own called the Aircom Radio Network. Steve Burgess, the guy who gave me all those interviews, hosted it. And it was 60 minutes, the history of rock and roll in 60 minutes. And he did a lot of research, and we got a lot of stations, but back then syndication was very difficult. Steve was brilliant at it. He was really, really good at it. So we did that, and then I decided to keep the name, and created a radio station with it, an internet radio station. But anyway, my time is running out here. I have to run. Thank you for your super chat. Thanks for the donation. I appreciate that. You can donate anytime on any video because every video has a little money thing. If you want to help our channel, all the money goes towards advertising to help us get out there and reach 100,000. Because once we reach 100,000, no, my station was an internet radio station, Mark, that we ran for, I think, 3 years. Ask me tomorrow, I'll say 5. I don't really remember. Isn't that weird? I don't remember. I think we ran it for 3 years. It was just called Rock History Music. And we loved it. It was all fast songs in classic rock. All fast. We played no slow songs, maybe with the exception of Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd now and then. But everything we played was just kick-ass fast tunes. So that's what a classic rock station would sound like if they were just fast songs. So that's what we did. And after a while, artists' rights were eating up our profits, so we stopped doing it. But the site kept going, and then the site got hacked really, really badly, and we lost a lot of what we had. And the Wayback Machine, our site is on the Wayback Machine, where you can get everything that was ever on the internet of all time. But it was just too arduous to do that. We thought, no, let's let it go. So there you go. Anyway, thanks, guys. Thanks for piping in. I appreciate it. And we'll talk maybe even tomorrow night.